Hey everyone, this is Robin from Designhill and your host for the day. I hope you and your family are keeping well and safe. I would like to welcome you for this session where we are going to talk about how to thrive as a designer and a creator in the online world. Today's event is brought to you by Designhill, world's leading creative marketplace that caters to the creative needs of businesses and individuals alike who can source high quality designs from professional designers and buy unique products created by independent artists. So, moving ahead, let me introduce our speaker for today. So, we have with us Denisa. Denisa is a Barcelona based freelance illustrator and graphic designer. She's a self taught designer and illustrator and started on this path 6 years ago, debuting with illustrations with UI. However, she gives huge credits to personal projects such as 100 Days Challenges, which launched her into this career. She began with pen and paper, creating one illustration every day, and no single day was skipped. She then moved to Adobe Illustrator and then finally to Procreate. She says that with the access to the internet and a rigorous discipline and time management, anyone can become a designer if you turn your dream into a system of habits. Hi, Denisa. Would you like to say a quick hi to our audience?
Hi, everyone. Wow, that's a nice introduction there. Thank you. So should I start now? Should I present
Great.
the
So,
screen?
Denisa, yeah, before we start the session, let
Yeah.
me make a quick announcement. So, guys, we are giving away certificates to all the attendees, but for that, you would have to stick till the very end. So, brace yourself and stick to the end. All right. So, before we start the session, let's quickly look at what Design Hill is all about.
Need to get your parents off your back? Head to the world's #1 creative marketplace, Designhill.
When I started my photography business, I needed something that said this was more than just a hobby. It's not a hobby, Mom. That's why I went to Designhill and got an amazing logo super fast at a price I could afford. The process was easy using Designhill's logo maker. Just enter the name of your business, then pick out a number of designs that inspire you. I'll pick this one and that one. That one looks cute. Then pick your colors or let the system decide. Add some more info like a slogan, the industry your business is in, and your budget. The logo maker, using machine learning and artificial intelligence, will design thousands of logo variants that you can choose from and adapt. In fact, I was able to get everything from business cards to t-shirt design and complete social media kit, all with the click of a button. With that, I'm all set. Now everyone I meet knows I'm a legit photographer. Even my mom. It's from my mom. That's decaf.
Let the world know it's real and build your brand with Designhill.
All right. So, guys, that was all about Design Hill. And now we are all set to start the session. We will take up questions during the session. So, if you guys have anything to ask to Denisa, please drop them in the questions section on your screen. So, Denisa, over to you now, and you can start presenting your screen.
Okay, I'm sharing it now. Great. Does everyone see the PDF, How to Thrive as a Creator? I'm just trying to make sure.
Yes, guys,
Right?
if you can see the PDF clearly, you can write in the chat section. Yes,
Perfect.
yes. Great.
Great. And you hear me well? Good, good. Nice. Okay, yoo-hoo. Let's start. So this PDF is going to be available also offline after this speech, the webinar. So how to thrive as a creator, designer in the online world. Let's start with, for who is this webinar? For anyone, basically, but especially for those who are trying to rise and shine in the world, in this online world, in this pool of people. And basically it's for illustrators, designers, freelancers, content creators, procrastinators. And you can see here some examples of people. And I will talk basically how to specialize yourself in the niche that you have. I will talk a lot about niche. What is your niche? And before you specialize yourself in something, you have to ask yourself certain questions, and you have to know yourself. You have to get to know yourself, what you want, what you stand for, what you like, basically your brand identity. And yeah, of course, everyone wants clients, everyone wants money, everyone wants to get to success very fast. But in order to do that, you have to stand out somehow. And this is why niching down is the result for this. Or it's not the result, it's the goal. So if you want to be successful in something, you have to think that you have a lot of competition. And lots of people who want this certain thing success, they want it too. So if you want to stand out somehow, you have to think, what am I special with? Like, what do I bring to people that would make me stand out stand out from the rivals, or compared to other people who bring the same products or bring the same services. And here, the Future is one of the best sources for creators in my view.
You want to have only...
You can, this is the link that you'll find in a PDF, and you can come here and also watch this video. It's very nice on how to position your design company and reduce competition. And basically, you'll have to think in this way. Since we start in our schools, we start from grade school, right? Basically, general school. And you learn lots of subjects, and you cover a broad range of knowledge. And the more you advance in college or high school, college, you get to be more specialized in something. And this is how you can apply it to your brand or to what you do. So you have to take out the slashes, you have to take out, you have to go to your LinkedIn, go to your Instagram, go to your social media, and see how you present yourself. If you have there like lots of slashes, lots of these, and I'm also this, and I'm also graphic designer, also UI designer, also UX, also copywriting, also developer, everything, you'll have a lot of people that you're competing with. So you have to choose, try to go slow, like try to, for example, start with whatever you have, skills, products, services, and try to gradually choose to offer fewer and fewer to a certain audience. For example, when I started a few years ago, I started with web design because this is what I thought. I saw lots of jobs, everyone was doing web design. But to be honest, what I really liked was drawing. And so I was like, okay, I'll put web designer / illustrator / UI designer, even though I was barely starting in that. And I had more years in my back of drawing, so it was more obvious that if I would choose Illustrator, I would get to a success faster than I would get with web design. I was thinking, how many years should I put in web design since I've just started versus illustration, which was I already doing? So try to look for a skill in all these skills that you have displayed there on your LinkedIn. Choose one, or if you can't, because it's very hard for creators to choose just one thing, especially for artists, but choose at least, okay, 2 or 3 or 1, and try to concentrate on that and get good at that particular thing. And while you're doing it, one day you'll bump into an idea or a product to show or to share to your audience that will make you stand out from other competitors. And here I left another link of an article, which is, oh my gosh, this article, I don't want to exaggerate to say that it changed my life, but it's so like good in this particular process of niching down. So it's the ladders of wealth creation, a step-by-step roadmap to building wealth. This can be applied also for niching down, the process of niching down. It's a long article. You'll be able to read it afterwards. But in this article, Nathan Barry, he created ConvertKit. He gives an example of his friend, Patrick. Patrick he's a construction worker, and he is a salaryman. He works for many years in his job as a construction worker until one day he buys an old house and he renovates it with his own skills. He takes his skills and tries to do something for himself. And he puts that house on Airbnb, and within a month, he starts to make a lot of passive income. And then he starts to think, okay, I might even be able to create a business out of this, create tiny houses, and then just put them on Airbnb and have a passive income. So he found a niche, and then he's going on that. And probably there are not so many people who would compete with that, like create tiny house in that particular way and so on. So niching down, to be honest, is one of the first steps if you want to thrive in this pool of online world. I just want to check if everything is okay here because I don't see. Okay. I don't see what you write because I'm having PDF. Good. And once you start to niche down, we bump into a problem here. At least I bumped into it. Is a problem of me, my ego, showing a lot of myself. It's this tendency to it would be very tempting to show oh, look what I did, look what I do, look what I can, look how many things I achieved. And this is good, but not in this context. You'll start to look around, and probably you look at other people and comparing yourself with other illustrators or designers and see, oh, I want what they have, or I'm trying, and then you concentrate on that. You concentrate on achieving something that someone else has. And this is already going into the wrong direction. So I even wrote here, validation is the void you try to fill when your settings are on to receive and not to give. So the answer to that is to shift your gear, your mentality from to receive lots of compliments, to receive praise, to receive, oh, how beautiful your products are, to offer. And I have an example here. One time I was in a park lots of years ago, and I saw two kids. I think they were siblings, and there was one girl and one boy, and probably they were 1 year apart or something, and they were kind of in a competition for kids to who does a sand castle very fast. And it was very interesting to watch their behavior. So one of them, the little brother, he was constantly praised by his parents and everyone around, and was cheered and so on. And every 2 minutes or something, he was kind of looking around. He's like, hey, you see what I do? You see, can you give me more compliments? And so on, kind of that behavior. Meanwhile, the girl, she was just concentrated on her sandcastle, and she was so absorbed by that she didn't even realize when people were approaching her to tell her something. She's like, yeah, go on. I want to concentrate on this. And I was thinking at the moment, of course, she won. And she even went to help her little brother afterwards. But I saw at that moment, I was thinking, wow, this is basically the traits of successful people. They don't care about what others think. They don't care about compliments. They don't care about titles. They don't care about stuff like that. They care about, they are present, first of all, and they care to concentrate right there on that product, their product to go well, to have success, not them. And shifting this, let's say, system of thinking, your mentality from that particular thing to receive, to offer, you'll see that everything, the process will flow, the process of niching down, the process of thinking or concentrating, of creating something valuable for others would make you stand out, and you will not even realize. By the time you get to the success point or a level of success can be infinite, but to a certain point, you won't even realize. You wake up one day and you're like, oh yeah, wow, my product is good. It's working. I sell something. And moreover, those people are happy with it. It's helping them. So be so absorbed by the process and offer something valuable that compliments, praise, admiration from other people will become meaningless. And another idea here. So success is a result, not a goal. Like if your success is like, if your dream is to be successful, I think that you're already on the wrong path. But if your goal is to build and offer meaningful and good services, products, that's when success will follow naturally. So think about when you go hiking on a mountain and you want to get to the peak very fast, and you're constantly watching and your watch and like asks the people how long does it take, how long. You're not present. You just want to go as fast as the peak to that peak and say to others probably, oh look, I achieved this, I went to a 3,000 peak, no, 3,000 meters peak, let's say. You're not concentrating on the present, on the process. You're concentrating on getting there, and you know that afterwards you can tell others that you went there. And this makes the process very hard, very slow. The time will go very, very slow. Basically, you will just think that, oh my gosh, it's so much until I get there, and then you start to compare yourself probably with other hikers. That, oh, look how fast they are, and I'm so bad. It's the same in illustration or in the design world or online world as a creators. If you don't enjoy the process, the moment, you'll start to stumble and you'll start to think that the path is hard and it's too much until the peak, until you reach your goal. But what will probably make you go forward very hardly and breathing heavily is the fact that you'll be able to tell others that you went there, that you achieved that. So try to avoid this kind of mentality, and you'll see that once you're trying to find your niche and you're working hard on that, you'll not even realize, in no time, you'll not even realize the success. You'll be just happy. And this will make you also happy with the present, to enjoy the process of finding the right audience, finding the right clients. And this is by testing. You have to test a lot, and also have a lot of patience. Feel like successful people, you look at them and you think, oh my gosh, I want to be like that. But you don't really know how many years and hours, thousands of hours they put into getting there. And maybe they also have a lot of anxiety and a lot of hardship, but they don't show it, of course. So don't compare. Like, these are one of the traits. Don't try to concentrate on others. Try to concentrate on giving something that others have never gave to the society before. And now I have a few questions that these were on the page of Designhill. So how to approach clients. These are more like practical things from my own experience. And I've tested this a lot, especially on Dribbble. As an illustrator, I'm looking a lot for clients all the time and so on as a freelancer. And yeah, you have to approach them with love and respect, like bow your head. No, I'm just kidding. So first of all, keep it short and show relevant work. For example, at first when I started to pitch clients, I was giving there a novel, there was a novel written by, I don't know, Haruki Murakami. Don't do that. Just try to keep it simple, because imagine that there are other hundreds of other people who are trying to pitch to them. Unless you have a very nice product to offer, and that would set you apart. Try to find something that would put yourself in their shoes, put yourself in the client's shoes. Okay, let's say that they are looking for a website. Okay, I will give you from my field. Let's say that they are looking for illustrations for a T-shirt. How do you approach them? Oh yeah, I'm interested in this, and I'm a graphic designer /this. Everyone will say that, but try to find something, that sentence that would set you apart from other graphic designers. And if you have a project to show, even if it's personal work, that's amazing, and explain there in the PDF. You can share PDF with them to show your process, how you work. That would be an extra mile. It's always like that. Even when I look for how to apply to agencies or how to be part of huge agencies, there are even links on the internet for that, how to apply to folio agency or to big illustration brands. They all say, try to be special, to make yourself special, because we receive hundreds of applicants daily. And after that, how to keep clients engaged and get more work. Here it is something that it can be a little bit confusing, because I said niching down, specializing in something, but that doesn't mean that you don't have to do some other things apart from that. And go beyond your product, okay? Show up, go to meetups, be present in the community. And this would build also relationships, especially if you're a freelancer and you're alone, like me. And, very sad because I don't have freelancer designer friends. You'll find them if you go to those meetups, and you don't have to go somewhere like take a plane. You just open your laptop and you sign up for meetups. That's where you can meet each other. Actually, right now, you can go like here in this chat. You can talk to yourself, share your LinkedIn, share your Instagram to each other, where you're from, what you're doing, what's your niche, So take this opportunity to connect to each other. And this will bring you new relationships. And you don't know when someone approaches a freelancer, a web designer, and that certain someone wants an illustrator. And they ask that web designer, hey, can you recommend me this? And they'll recommend you to them, and you'll have new clients, But on social media, usually you can keep them engaged, either by showing or talking a lot about what you do. Share, create a blog on social media. Talk about how you helped this client, what you found out today about new algorithm on Instagram, how to shine there, and ask to get involved. The other day, I was listening to a podcast. It's a podcast from The Futur. And there was this brilliant illustrator. His name is Kyle Webster. I even wrote him that he changed my perspective a lot. Lots of people say that illustrators should have a style. And I was so sad all my life because of this, because I don't like to have just one style. I like to experience. And I realized after I saw the work of this successful illustrator, he is also giving lots of speeches at Adobe Live, for example. I left in the sources, The Futur here. You can go to their podcast on Spotify or everywhere, and you'll find also Webster's podcast. And he said exactly that. It was like, oh my goodness, I found a mentor here. He doesn't even know. And I wrote him, look, you know what? You're my mentor and you didn't even know. He said, I don't care about having one style, but he niched down in other parts. For example, because he comes from an artistic, very broad artistic background, he has lots of styles. If you go to Kyle Webster's Instagram, he has from minimalist to super duper complex. And he said, I want to offer to the client something that goes according to his voice, to his brand. And this is something that I really also love to do. When I have a client, that's actually, I don't want to just draw cute stuff. I want to solve a problem. And this is what sets illustrators apart from, artists. I think, in my view, artists, they just go with the flow. They offer something that they have, and you look at that and it's beautiful. You might find yourself in that, but illustrators is more like into business side. You solve a problem for that client. And it was very revealing for me, relieving I was relieved by that because I can concentrate on what I like most, branding, and create illustrations and designs for that particular thing. And this is how I can niche down. I can set apart from offering not just cute illustrations, but stay and discuss with the client and finding out their brand identity and helping them with that, actually. Well, I'm in the process of niching down myself because I'm also I have a few slashes there on my LinkedIn, like 2D, 3D designer, illustrator / graphic designer, I have to niche down myself too. But yeah, I take it slow, I'm also in the process. Everyone is in process until one day, maybe I have an idea worth millions that I can sell, and voila, I get to stand out somehow. And how to create increased demand and offer more as a creator designer. Okay, it's the same thing. Probably I said this word hundreds of times, niche down. I just want to see what's the time. Okay, it's good. We'll have a lot of time to talk to each other with the Q&A. So find something that no one has ever done before. This is hard, but you can. Like, we are unique, but even if it takes you years and years, just concentrate on that path. Like, whenever you see a need somewhere, you can check if someone else does it. And if someone else does it, but you're not content, and you, as a client, think, oh, but I would do that. Like, I don't like how they do it, and it's not enough. Then you can create that. So just play the client all the time. Like, whenever you go, you find that, I don't know, some illustrators they don't offer you a pack of brushes in the way that you want. Then create the pack of brushes like you want it. Actually, Kyle Webster, this is how he catapulted himself in the online world. He created a pack of brushes on Adobe. I think it was Photoshop or Illustrator. And then he reached out to Adobe and he said, look, I have this kind of brushes. And those brushes were sold to Adobe. And then he started to be more and more known. Adobe invited him to talk a lot. I might be wrong in this because I don't know exactly all the steps, but you can find his podcast there and you can listen to his experience. And it may take years, as I said, but have patience. And for example, in terms of marketing, there is Seth Godin. Lots of people who are interested in marketing might know him. He's kind of like the father of the modern marketing. And he said, look, you can have a guy who says, I want to build a brand that offers good coffee to all Americans. And you can have lots of competition there, because there are also other brands who wants to offer good coffee to all Americans. But then you have another guy in Seattle or, I don't know, New York, and he says, I just to make good coffee. And he starts his own business there, a small one in New York, and he concentrates on offering good coffee. And he gets known there, and he becomes the first #1 coffee for digital nomads, coffee place for digital nomads. He'll have success. He'll have lots of clients. Probably not everyone will know about him, but he'll have his audience there, digital nomads who go in coffee shops and work and stay for hours and pay just one coffee, Well, this is not an ideal example, but I just give you an example of how to niche down. You don't have to want now to be like, oh my gosh, the first in the world, Just look for niche, look for an audience, and that makes you happy also, because if you're not happy with that audience and doesn't mirror your identity also as a creator, don't do that, If you're I don't know, a sport, if you're into sports, you don't create something in another niche. If Nike would start now to build hotels, would you go to Nike hotel? Maybe yes, some of us who are obsessed with Nike, but it'll be like, why are they doing hotels? They are doing sneakers, like what? So try to get known for doing one thing and be specialized in that, and people line up to you. It's like doctors, you know. You go first to you have your family doctor, maybe. I don't know how it's in other countries. In Europe, you have a doctor assigned to yourself. It's your own family doctor. He's general. He will always send you to specialized doctors. He'll never, or she will never solve that themselves, unless it's just a small cold and you take ibuprofen and you're right. So it's always about specialization. If you want to stand out, specialize yourself in something. And then how to create a niche for yourself. Invest all you have, but start with small. Start with what you have. Think a lot about what do you like, what you want to offer, and research, test, look around, play the client, what would you like you to have, but you don't find it yet. Do it yourself. And also it's a journey, you know. It's not climbing up the ladder escalator style, as there is a rap song with this. I don't remember the name, but yeah, it can be a slow process, or you can make it even faster if you find connections, people, luck, you know, people, but connections will bring you luck. Because think about, you go to an Adobe meeting and you find out that you meet someone that you like a lot, and talk to them and say, look, I would like to be involved in what you have, and so on. And then they will get to know you, and then you don't know how they can recommend you to someone else. So this is kind of my view on how to thrive, rise and shine. And follow Denisa on Instagram. Yes, please. It's 3:33, 7 more minutes of me blah-blahing. Best sources. So I put here very few because there are a lot, but you will find yourself in this pool of resources, and you will find more. The Future channel, which is amazing, I love them, is this guy always who is like with his nice cap and talking very motivational stuff. He's a designer himself, you know, graphic designer also. Colin and Samir, this is very good for people who are trying to set up, especially a YouTube channel and rise and shine on YouTube. They invite lots of other successful YouTubers. Look here, MKBHD, Mr. Beast, Lily Singh, Superwoman, so lots. And they talk with them, and it's a very helpful podcast, really helpful. And Dawn, I don't know what language is. And then we have Joe and Mr. Beast podcast. You can find the full episode on Spotify. It's very nice because this guy niched down. You might think that he's not niched down, but who else is like Mr. Beast? Who? No one. Okay, maybe I'm too big of a fan. There are lots of others beautiful episodes in Joe Rogan. I like that he invites people from all over the domains, fields, and he talks a lot with different ranges of people who are niched in certain something, who are very good at that. So you can find out more from there. And this also, ultimately, this is Mr. Seth Godin, who, if you listen to this, everything you probably don't know about marketing, this is where I took some of ideas from, where I stole like an artist. Don't forget to steal like an artist. And yeah, this is it. Those are resources. This is the team. Meet the team. This is Yagatella, graphic designer. She's not here with us today. You can find her on Instagram. And Denisa Herman, me, who talks a lot about herself. Okay, so this is it, guys. I think it's, what time is it? Oh, 3:35. More time for people.
Yes, Denisa. So I think we can take a short break now, and after that we can start with the Q&A. So guys, if you have anything to ask to Denisa, please drop your questions in the question section on your screen. It's on the right hand side at the bottom of your screen, and we would be right back to answer your questions.
Great. So
I've always been creative and always been an artist. As a young girl, I used to paint rocks, and I used to sell them for a quarter on the street. And I just fell in love with it. It just grew into a passion of mine. I started looking on the web, and I came across Designhill, and they had a design contest to design a logo, and I entered it, and I won. And I was like, oh, this is really great. I can pick and choose what type of logos or design projects I want to work on, and it allows me to be creative, keep my hands, with my tools and working, so it's kind of nice. It's really easy to use. You can scroll through the projects, and there's sections that you could go by. It's really easy. There's a few clients who have come back to use the one-on-one projects. There's one client in particular, she owns a vintage shop, and I designed her logo, and she came back. She needed a design for a flyer, and she really liked the illustrations that I did for her, so she came back a couple of times with projects. I would recommend it, especially if you're a designer that's starting out and you want to learn from other designers, seasoned designers. It's a place to keep in the game and keep using your tools. It makes me feel great, and it kind of confirms that I should be doing this. And I love to see logos that I've designed out, and proud of that. And I think that the clients are so happy that their logo represents what they do and makes them look good. It's a collaboration. It's good for me, and it's definitely good for them.
Yep. We don't hear you.
Yeah. So sorry, I was on mute. So yeah, Denisa, so let's come to the question section now. At the moment, we have two questions, and both of them are from Tony below. So let's start. Yeah.
So the first one was, as a creative designer, what can help you differentiate what is inspired from plagiarized? Doo-doo! Haha, good question. So I was thinking, when two people make a kid, it's like one, and the third one will look like both of them. So if you apply this in like art, you look at something, you look at another thing, and you take elements from that and elements from there, and you create something yourself from your own process, through your identity. That's something that's not plagiarized. That's something that's yours, okay? That's inspiration. I look for the colors. I see an illustration with a car. I have to create, let's say, I have to design a guitar, okay? An illustration of a guitar. I look around, I see the colors or color palette of an illustration that's about a car, and then another one which has some forms and lines that are very interestingly done. I take from there some colors, I take from the other side some lines, but I arrange them in another way that I think they are better, and then you have something that's yours. But you inspired yourself from something, There's nothing in this world that's unique. It's unique, but nothing in this world that's not inspired by something else. You can't. Everything gets inspired by something else. And the more you advance in your years, and you get to get inspired more and more and more, and you create something like a huge volume of new things that's coming from you and through your own lenses. That's something new. But if you take plagiarized, if you take, let's say, a portrait or a style, because I saw this one time on Instagram, actually, as a designer, It was a very famous designer, and I saw how he exposed another one, because that guy, he just took, let's say it was a pair of shoes and with some flowers out of that, but the person just took that and changed the colors, but nothing else. I mean, that's kind of plagiarizing. If you just take, you didn't do anything. Like, maybe you could have, that person could have taken the pair of shoes, put them in another direction, and put them in another context that he would think it's better, but not copy, the exact same thing and just change the colors. This is an example, but it's blurred lines. The thing is, you have to think about this. If it's just a few things from there, and you create something new that no one has done before, that's not plagiarizing. I don't know from where. Okay, as a designer, how would you know if it's time to let go of an idea or when to hold on? Okay, so this is something that even huge brands probably went through. It depends a lot on user testing, researching, and if you see that someone else does it better than you, and you see that those people are having already an audience there, you probably would like to either let go of that and create something that others don't have, or something like that, or do it better. You concentrate on doing it even better. You add something new all the time. Think of someone who would try to be like Apple. I mean, those people are legends now. They already have a huge audience of people. Their name will be in the history of brands, like Coca-Cola and Nike and everyone. If someone tries to do the same thing that they do, why would they go to you or to them, since Apple already exists and does it better and has more experience? So you have to create something new. Just let go if you see that it's the same thing that already exists and some other people do it even better. I find it difficult to build a portfolio, says Mary, between academics and extracurriculars. I'm in high school and grading for college applications. Wow, that's so cool that you start to look for this so early. That's a good start, actually. But while I'm not sure what exactly you find it difficult, but what you can do is create, you play the client in your head and create, let's say, some personal projects or challenges. You go to Drill, for example, and you look what other people are looking for. Go to freelance projects board and look at what other people are looking for. T-shirt design, website design, UI design, and choose some of this and solve yourself that. Even though you're not, or you can apply to them. Who knows? Maybe some of them would offer you that project. But go and see what people are looking for. Try to build skills if you don't have yet those skills in that particular area. Choose one area. If you want to go to make illustrations for print, you go and look just for those and you see what people want and try to solve that issue and put it on Behance, put it on Dribbble, put it on Instagram, everywhere. Share your work. This is something that I talked about on my last meeting webinar here at Designhill. Share your work, share what you do and how you solve that problem. And I hope this answered your question. And also, Mary, nice. Besides looking for a niche, do you have any tips? I'm looking towards content writing and web. Okay, so you are content writing and web development, since my computer likes with 4 layers in Krita. I'm not sure what Krita is. I'm a bit behind this. But you can do this. If you're in content writing and web development. Okay, so you want content writing in web development or separate? This is a question that you can ask yourself, because those are kind of different niche, different categories. You can do this, but you'll have more competitors. If you have also web developer, also content writing, try to choose one and get good at it, super good. And you know what you can do? You can write, like you can create a blog. And I'm not sure if you're into creative writing, if you're into editorial, just start as if you already have a job in that and pretend that you have a job in that, fake it till you make it. And when you apply for jobs, lots of people nowadays, they don't care about your diploma. They care to see what you're good at. And if you have a blog and you start now in high school, and by the time you finish high school and college, you have like, I don't know, 6 years of writing and a blog, and who knows, you get so big that you can make passive income from that blog. So you have to choose something and already start on it. You don't have to wait for a job. Waiting for a job this is an old-fashioned thing, to look for a job. Shift your thing from looking for a job and make other people look for you, like stand out somehow. And you can choose maybe even writing about, I'm not sure, mountains, sports, fitness, reviews. It's more like look what other are writing about. Or if you want in development, with that, there are lots of competitors there. But you can create websites just with, I don't know, parallax effect. You get good at that. Or websites, very colorful websites with specialized just in like minimalist design. Or you have to find something that you like that resonates with you and get good at that. And this is so cool that you're starting now because you have time. You don't have to care, maybe, I'm not sure your condition, but you don't have to care about bills, and find clients. And you build a wonderful portfolio with that. How do you cope? Oh, wait, sorry. Jessica. Hello, Denisa. I love to follow you. Thanks. How to overcome rejections. Oh, this is something that's related directly with that slide page where I said me. You don't care. You have to start think it's not about you. And it's not personal. Like if someone rejected you, maybe they just found someone else who is like better niched in that particular category. So don't take it personal and just be like, okay, no worries. I'm gonna concentrate more on getting good and offer something. But your ego must go away from there. And in the creator world and design world, this is so hard. I know, like seeing that person chose, like sometimes I found myself how I applied to a position, and then I was told so many times, I'm sorry, but we moved on with someone else. And then I would like wait to see who is that someone else in like who they hired. I would go there and check who has that title, and I would start to compare myself, and I would say, but I could have done that too, but I didn't, right? So just don't take it personally, and don't try to copy someone else. Just concentrate on what you can offer. And if you see that those people have not chosen you, maybe you didn't went to the right people. They probably were not looking exactly for what you were. And maybe in this world, there is an agency that actually would like you, like what you are. For example, the taco agency that I work for, they just found me out of the blue. It was a time when I was not actively looking, but I was concentrating on creating my skills. And I had clients, but I was concentrating more on my style. It was that time, but they found me and they just liked, suddenly, I didn't even apply. They found me on Dribble and they just loved what I do. Like they just love my identity, my colorfulness, everything. And I feel even now like loved by this team, like they're just nice and we get along so well. So while others rejected me, others loved me. So you never know when you apply how those people just don't vibe with you. It's nothing personal and it's normal. You don't have to be liked by everyone. There are for sure in this world people that would like other people that would always vibe with certain people, but not everyone will vibe with everyone. So I hope this helped you in some way. And Lucian, how do you cope with burnout as a creative? Burnout, this can mean lots of things, but I think that burnout comes from not setting expectations and limits to your clients. For me, this is the burnout where it comes from, when I didn't set expectations to clients. They expected something. I have lots of projects at the same time, and I just can't cope anymore. And that's when you have to explain. You can even create a PDF and explain to the client, every new client, look, I'm also working at the same time on other projects. Also, I allow just 3 little changes on every part of the process. For example, I always start with sketches. I send them for review, and then they can give me 3 changes. But if you want more changes, they're going to cost. And then after the sketches comes the coloring, the same. I sent a review, and the client knows from the beginning what they have to do, and they will know what to expect. Everything will be smooth and clear. You can create in PDF steps on how you work. You can create your own process. This is an example of mine. And you just have to think that clients are also people. They can be your friends. They can become your friends, but just communicate with them. And also, they have to think, for example, with invoices, they have to think that, you have to eat. So if they don't pay, you don't send them the design, but this usually doesn't happen. If you're nice, they'll also be nice. But you have to treat yourself as a business person when you're a freelancer or marketer, it's a one team, basically. That meme with the guy, how I showed you, with the guy who drinks coffee on the same guy. You have to learn a bit more if you try to be a freelancer. But at the same time, you can learn all these skills if you work in an agency. In that article that I showed on in the PDF, there is the guy Nathan, who explains that you should go through all this process. Work at an agency, learn to be a team player, learn to communicate, have a mentor even, and you will not be lonely. And then you go on alone. You start on. Once you develop those skills, you'll be your own mentor, you'll be your own marketer, and so on. I will try to answer fast because there are 6 minutes left. John Paul from Beatles. Making an engaging portfolio is one of the things that I personally find hard to make. You have to pick the best of the best among your works, logos, UI design. Taking your point about niching, how to make a comprehensive and engaging portfolio if you have to niche your market. Here, if you're a graphic designer, it's hard for a graphic designer, right, to niche down because they're a graphic designer. They can also do logos, UI maybe design. But if you have, look, I'll give you an example from my portfolio. I have been doing over 600, 700 illustrations, maybe 1,000, because I'm doing lots of challenges. I'm trying to do lots of styles. And one thing in particular, when I posted it, boom, it like catapulted me and got me more clients. And that particular thing was, maybe you'll see that it's package design for a Finnish company. And people just loved that colorful thing and how I explained how I worked for them, for the client, and how is the finished product there and where to find it in supermarkets and so on. So if you don't know yet, test. Try to do many. Try to also find a client, like real client. And in the meantime, you'll find it probably you like doing logo more than others because you enjoyed the process more. So try to test first at the same time when you try to find clients, and post it out there and see what resonates with you more, what you enjoyed more, and what has more engagement and tracing. And attachment like to the people, let's say. And that's when you'll find it yourself. I cannot tell you like just that or just that. You have to test and see what resonates. Maybe you don't know yet your identity. Like, what do you want to be? A UI designer, a logo maker? It's better if you niche down on one in the meantime. That doesn't mean that you have to stop and limit yourself now. Just do it gradually. Like, maybe you'll try to pitch lots of clients, and maybe you'll like how you worked your process on logo or UI. For example, I tried in the beginning web design, UI. It's not really for me, even though yesterday I went to a meetup offered by Dribble, introduction to UI, but it was just for me to have an idea, because I want to niche down, and I'm niching down on illustrations for UI and SaaS company. And I want to know a bit about what others do, so I can work with them better, with UI designers, and I understand them better. And you don't have to really limit, oh my gosh, you won't do anything else from now on. Actually, one guy who explains about niching down, I'm not sure if I will find it now, explains about what niching down means. I will not find this now, but he basically said it's like a tree, like that a tree makes lots of apples, but there is one apple that will particularly shine and be so tasty. I don't know if this is a good example, but this doesn't mean that you'll stop doing everything else, but you'll shine more if you're just showing logo, like good logo design on your Instagram, or just good UI. And you'll get, in the meantime, so good at that you'll automatically shine apart from other. You'll actually start to you'll make every day so many UI designs that one day you'll have an idea to make it somehow in another way that no one has ever done before. Like, I don't know, create something like parallax effect. So I'm just giving an example that I have. I hope this answered your question. It's 2 minutes
Yes,
more.
Denisa, so we are short by time, Denisa. And let's take the last question for today. Maybe you can pick up the question.
I'm not sure which one. I'll take it in the order. Faberline. Ooh, that's a nice name. I've created a highlights cover and used black color for the icons, and then our brand strategy states this black can be for font only. Does it mean she's following a format and created something? Oof. I'm not really sure. So let me see. Does it mean she's following a format and creating something? I think that it's best to ask, like, even if you have, let's say, when you work in an agency, you can just ask that person, why do they choose this? Why this? Why do you want it like this? And stand up for yourself. If you think that in another way, it's better. And this is part of your skills as communicator in a team. So if you think that something should be done in another way, because I'm not sure exactly here in this particular, I have to see, or I'm not sure in this particular example. But if someone tells you something that doesn't resonate with what you think it's better, explain them. And this is one thing that you have to learn to stand up for yourself as a designer, because clients might want to do a certain thing in another way, but they don't have the capacity to probably foresee or imagine how this will end up. So you have to communicate yourself and explain, look, if I do this, I mean, you can even give them examples sometimes, but this doesn't resonate with your brand. This is not on your identity. You want to be this. You remember you said that you want to be subtle. Why do you want now this pink color? No, this will not go up with that. Tell me why. And then you'll go into a discussion with them where they realize what they want, and they will be happy because you helped them realize what they want. So this is my answer. You can also write to me on Instagram or LinkedIn, or put in comments so others can also see the answers. And it's all in all, it's all about standing out. It's all about specializing, in the end.
Yes. So yes, guys, we are short by time, and you can connect with Denisa. I have shared the link of her Instagram handle in the chat section, and I can share it again also. We do that now. So guys, connect to her if you want to ask anything related to illustrations, designing, and creating. So I'm just sharing it now. So guys, it is in the chat section, and don't forget to follow her because she's always sharing amazing content related to designing and illustrations and creating. So, all right, guys, this brings us to the end of this wonderful workshop with Denisa. I would like, I would like to say thank you again to Denisa for taking out time to be a part of this event. Although there is a lot more that we could have learned, unfortunately, we are limited by time here. And I hope you guys loved the session. So, guys, this is not where it ends. We have a lot more events lined up for you in the coming days. So, don't forget to check out our events page. And to watch this session and other such wonderful workshops, subscribe to our official YouTube channel. You can find the link in the chat section. And on this note, I would like to say bye to everyone who joined us here today. Take care, guys, and stay safe.
Thank you guys also for coming, and see you online in the pool of online world. Bye.